card if anybody wants to look this information up on their own. I'm not trying to convince anybody that they're not on a spinning ball, even though you're not. You know how fast it is they say we're spinning, guys? The Earth supposedly rotates in a day 1,000 miles an hour, 1,045 miles an hour. A speeding bullet leaves a gun at about 1,000 miles an hour. So we're spinning literally as fast as a freaking spinning bullet, supposedly. Now on top of that, if that's not enough motion for you to make you sick, right? We're also supposedly circling the sun at 66,000 miles, no shit, no, 1,000 miles an hour. That's now 66 times faster than a speeding bullet. Guys, that's how fast supposedly you're moving, but it doesn't end there. The sun supposedly, did you know the sun is supposedly traveling through space too? Did you know that? We're chasing the sun. You know how fast?
That's science in school, right?
500,000 miles per hour. But at what point does cool start becoming just absurd and you have to say, I just believe this nonsense? I don't sense any motion. Do you?
Flat or round? What are you saying?
100% flat.
So you can fall off the end of the
Here's a
earth?
card. YouTube hides this stuff, man. I'm telling you. Well, let me ask you a question. When you go to a lake, can you fall off the edge of a lake?
No.
Right, so that's all I'm saying is that the Earth is oceans. Consider the oceans as like a giant lake, and then we have little plots of land within that, and then Antarctica, potentially, with its 100-foot ice wall, maybe covers the circumference and holds in the water. And we don't know what is beyond Antarctica. But when you start thinking about the numbers, that's pretty crazy. When you think that the sun and the moon, guys, right? The sun and the moon are the exact same size. We see them to be exactly the same size from our viewpoint, right? When an eclipse happens, right? They tell us that this all was created in a Big Bang.
You are on crack.
And
I want to hear what it says. Give me an explanation.
And that the Big Bang.
Explanation right now. The Big Bang. Tell me the Earth's not flat.
Right.
Was Sheldon, right? Sheldon?
I was going, guys. All right. So I'm gonna
restart.
I'm gonna repeat a little bit just to give you a clue. They're telling us. They tell us that we're spinning 1,000 miles an hour. Okay. A bullet leaves a gun at approximately 1,000 miles an hour. So right now we're whipping around at about 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
We're circling the sun at 66,666, by the way, but 66,600 miles an hour, they tell
You
us.
can say the 666.6666 all you want.
66 times.
Bro, that's devil, yeah.
And then in addition, I got a good one for you too, if you like that. Then in addition, the sun is supposedly traveling at 500,000 miles an hour. 500,000. Can anybody here comprehend how freaking fast 500,000 miles an hour is?
Can you understand how the Earth is made?
Into the shit are you?
All right, so hold on.
How deep into the shit are you?
So now,
bro,
well, you're asking, but
are you kidding? You gotta be on crack.
There's a great saying.
You gotta be on crack.
I don't want you to hopefully end up like me, man. There's a great saying. Check this out.
No, I don't want to get your card. I don't give a shit. Point the camera towards me.
No, you're right. Yeah.
No, of course.
But here's a.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
But
check this out. I'm going to leave you guys with this little saying. Okay. There's a proof against all proofs, against all evidence that will leave a man in everlasting ignorance, and that proof is condemnation before investigation. Oh yeah. Condemnation before investigation.
A little bit more. There we go.
So anyway, you guys can go if you don't want to.
No,
I have to videotape what I did because
No, you're right. That's fine.
I want to understand what you're thinking. I want to understand. I believe in Jesus, bro.
Like, what do you mean? Do you think it's like actually like flat, like a surface like this?
Guys, when I first looked into this idea,
But have you not seen the solar system like pictures?
Literally, bro.
Listen, if you already know where you live, I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm not interested in convincing. Yeah.
But you're here to what?
I'm here to just have you
educate, yeah?
No. I'm here to spur your curiosity, and hopefully, if you're interested, take a look on your own. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. I'm not like a teacher. I'm not going to tell you what to think, right? Because that's what they're going to do at your schools. They're going to tell you that you live on a ball. They're going to show you a globe and tell you that's how the world is. But they're not going to ask.
Kyrie said so.
What?
Kyrie Irving said so.
He did say, and then he rescinded it, though, didn't he?
What a bitch.
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan anymore.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe he was threatened, or maybe
They got to him.
or maybe he was supposed to let it out and then backtalk it. That way people didn't go, oh, it was all bullshit lie.
Can I get one of them?
Yeah, man. Here's Carson. Anybody can have some. The only reason I hand out the cards is because YouTube freaking hides all of this information now. I know so many channels that have been literally...
You're getting shadow banned too?
Bro, man, I have only 5,000 subscribers, man. I used to get videos that would get 30, 40, 50,000 views all the time. That was 3 years ago. You know how many videos, how many views I get now? I'm lucky if I get 1,000.
I know. Right, so I got shadow banned for talking about.
Oh, so you know that it's true, right?
Yeah. Shadow banning. Oh my god.
But I remember when I first learned about this, I was like, people are crazy. They're saying that people are being shadow banned. I was like, these people are nuts. And then, because it was beyond my understanding at the time.
You
know what got me? The fucking airplanes, you know? Like the Earth, so the Earth spins, how come airplane time?
Yeah, if the Earth is traveling, at 1,000 miles an hour, right? And you're traveling in a plane going the same speed in the same direction at the equator as the 1,000 mile an hour spin, and you're in a plane going only 500 miles an hour, Houston, but they have, but you know what the excuse is, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
The Earth has a cocoon. Those clouds above our heads are spinning with the Earth at 1,000 miles an hour.
Okay.
Holy shit, man, right?
Okay, so I've been like observing.
By the way, we're all
He's
free
been
too.
on the edge.
Okay.
On the edge.
Good for you, man. Yeah.
I need to hear your defense for the flat Earth. I'd like
Dude, man,
scientifically.
You're not getting it. I'm not gonna get you there. I'm not even good at, you know what I mean? I'm not that guy. David Weiss, he has, you know, DITRH. Check out, go on here. There's a bunch of on flatearth101.com, because if you just find out about this stuff, you can't find these channels on YouTube anymore because they don't pop up on your feed.
Any conspiracies?
Yeah,
like it's not even flat Earth.
Oh, by the way.
No, I need to hear.
Any conspiracies? They shut them down.
But don't even call them conspiracies.
Because they're more
shit. Can you look at this shit? Can you like explain it to me? Because
are you guys all putting me on right now? I'm starting to feel uncomfortable.
No.
I've had other people do that. They play me along for a long time.
No, I'm like actually curious. I'm like curious.
I don't believe in the flat Earth.
Yeah.
So I believe this shit.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
I'm in college right now. I'm an environmental science major. I want to hear like a scientific explanation.
All right. Well, here's a good like point that I think is really interesting. Like side to side, you can see like maybe 40 some miles across our skylines, right? And yet across the horizon line. And that generally you're gonna look at it and go, but that thing looks flatter than flat, right? I don't see the curve. But yet they told us in school, don't they tell us in school that when a ship sails over the horizon and when it disappears out of our view, that's proof of the curvature of the Earth, right? Have you heard them say that?
Yeah.
Well, that's what they tell us. Well, guess how far it is from where we're standing to the horizon of the ocean over there, where that ship disappears?
How far?
2.5 miles.
2.5 miles.
So here's the problem. We don't see any curvature side to side, 40 freaking miles, but yet 2.5 miles out, the ship goes and it disappears. And do you see what I'm saying? Does that make point?
I understand that, but I feel like you consider like the shape.
I'm sorry, I'm getting crazy.
Like the shape of a sphere, like if you look that way, it's gonna be much shorter than if you look this direction.
Nah, you know what's the thing that takes me, bro?
The ball drops away.
That's just how like a sphere is shaped.
See, the problem is that in order to accept the Earth is flat, you have to believe or accept. You have to actually accept that, like, there are scientists who are lying to you. That there are not everybody, but some of them. Some, because remember, you can, as a business owner, you can have a conspiracy to fire half of your staff. Have a meeting about it with certain people. And none of them know it for the better, but there's going to be employees in your company who do know that you're going to be firing half the staff, right? So it is possible to do that without having all the scientists, all the teachers. The teachers aren't in on this. They're regurgitating what they were taught and what they were told.
So, like, what is like the end goal? Like, what is the point? So, I mean, like, say the end. Let's say the Earth is really flat. Like, what happens then? What do we do? You know?
Well,
is it more of like that?
That's actually my question too.
Is it more of like it's a conspiracy, like the government's hiding like something that major from us, or is it like more like we have to know that the Earth is flat, like scientifically?
I was an atheist. I think for me personally, I can only speak from my own personal experience. And for me, I was an atheist, like I believed that what they taught me in school, that there was a Big Bang. Well, really, a Big Bang is like science, and they're telling me that there was no God who needed to do that. He didn't all of a sudden throw a little firecracker down, and that was the Big Bang, right? I believe that the Big Bang happened spontaneously, and that then evolution and all that. So I went 44 years kind of like accepting that because I never looked into it. When I finally, and as an atheist, and then I look into flat Earth, and I come to think like, whoa, I see more evidence that the Earth is not flying and spinning and doing all this motion, and I was like, holy, what? And then I'm like, wow, I'm an idiot. This place was created 100%. And that's how easy it was for me to see that this place was created. But so how many kids are missing out on maybe that little bit of a clue that, and then if you know you're created and you know there's a God over you and maybe that God has certain rules that we're supposed to be following that are written in our heart, supposedly written in our heart, we kind of know it. Maybe you change the way you
that changes
live
things. You know, that does change things. Yeah.
I think, but I mean, but there's still plenty of people who probably know that there's a God who do all the things, right?
I mean like
it's weird. We have free will. So, I don't know. That's
I get what you're saying. It kind of like opens up your mind.
Yeah. And then you learn not to trust men so much. I mean, you guys, how many people here think that buildings spontaneously collapse? 14-story buildings just collapse.
I don't believe that shit.
See, this is why I come out, is just to meet like the 1 in a million person who is like, who doesn't just buy it automatically.
If that building collapsed, how the fuck did not all the other buildings? Nah, that's some bullshit.
And why have not other buildings really? We haven't seen this ever before in the past. And now they said, by the way, I think they said they're bringing it down, the rest of it today. Like, and meanwhile, demolition takes weeks and weeks.
Survivors.
What?
There's no more Holocaust survivors.
Good for you.
Oh, that's out of here, man.
I bring all my dirty laundry out. Like I do. I have information on the gas chambers. I think that those are actually a good ones too. But you know, it takes time to look into the stuff and to get to believe that the world is this crazy. And I mean, it's
I have a quick
crazy.
question.
Yeah.
So is it that you believe that the Earth is like a circle that's just flat? Or like, is there a specific shape that you see the
like a
Earth
dome,
is just
right?
2D?
The Bible says, the Bible says that we have a firmament over us, a dome. But that's what the Bible says. In Christian, I should be really going along with what the Bible says there, right? So I'm going to go along with that. I don't have any firsthand evidence myself that there's a dome. I don't know where the edge is. I've never been, you know what I mean? So we can only, but I can tell you that there is a treaty amongst 59 nations that has never been broken called the Antarctic Treaty that came out in 1959 that made it illegal for you and me to go out there and explore on our own. So you can't just go out and drive out to the, not that I'm going to, but
I say we send you to outer space and then we determine
space is fake, man. Space is fake.
Yeah,
Have you ever considered trying to either
So we went to the moon and stuff like that. Like, do you not believe?
Sure. You haven't really looked into the moon landing, have you?
No, I mean.
Dude, there's just to give you one idea. Like in moon is a vacuum, right? So in a vacuum, there is no ability for sound to be transferred. Sound cannot travel through a vacuum. Well, there's one in one. Yeah, space. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Space is a vacuum. Thank you. Let me slow down. So anyhow, on one of the moon landing videos, or maybe multiple of them, you'll see one of the liars hammering something into the ground, and as he's hammering, you hear clink, 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 clink. But you shouldn't be hearing that. You also have a video on the moon landing when they speak to Nixon. President Nixon called them. I mean, and it was not only 1969, no problem, right? We don't have any problems with connections on our cell phones today. But he just called the moon, no problem, right?
I got no service.
So he calls the moon and he goes, "Hey, what's going on, guys?" Right? And then there's a 5-second delay, and then they hear what he said, because of course there's a delay. But then the guy screwed up and he's like, "Well, what do you think about this?" And the guy goes, "Oh, I think that." Now there was no delay.
So it's questionable, but like, what would be the reason for the government to fake something like that?
Well, if you're up on the moon and you take a photo of the Earth from the moon, and that photo shows you live on a ball.
Yeah.
Live on a ball, right?
But what's the point?
Proof.
But let's like say the Earth. What do you gain from that? What's like the benefit of the U.S. government to say the Earth is a ball instead?
Keep us quiet.
I think it's. I honestly think it's God. I think they're hiding God from a good amount of people. A true understanding that this place was created. That, to me, is all I can, as far as I can go. I don't know, but I do know that they have a tremendous amount of mind control over us and brainwashing.
No, they do. I do. The psychological effect of the government. They do have power over us. But I'm not. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't believe this.
Yeah, no, that's.
But I get what you're saying, and I respect what you're saying.
When I first heard this, I literally called the people who said they're this flat. I said they're idiots. That's what I said. What kind of idiot?
Like physics, like the entire study of physics.
Yeah.
Proves basically that the Earth is round. You know what I'm saying? Like you can small scale prove that shit. You know what I'm saying? Gravity.
Gravity.
Gravity, for example.
There just came out, I just read on something that there's something disputing dark matter and it kind of blows up Einstein's entire freaking theory.
That's true. I mean, the theory, in Einstein's theory, he had no idea what dark matter was, you know what I'm saying? And
I'm not saying physics doesn't work. I'm just going.
I get what you're
But for you to say that physics proves that we live on a ball, ooh, man.
That's a jump, you know. It might be a reach.
The physics of water, what's the nature of water, right? Resting bodies of water always seek and find their level. They never conform to the ground beneath them, right? It's always flat on the top. So how do we have flat water and yet you go out in space, take a photo of the Earth, and you have this, you know, curved water? Like, that doesn't work.
I mean,
when you go to measure, so now this is
I can answer that question. It's gravity. Gravity is in every single direction. It's the same force. So gravity's forcing water in one curve.
One of the things for me that really helped me were the people who said they started, and they're all hidden now, but all the people who went out with either lasers or they got their P900, and they went out. They would go out into a lake, 10 miles. I didn't give anybody here. The Earth's curvature formula is 8 inches per mile squared. That defines a curve. That defines a curve 24,800 miles in circumference. The size of the Earth. Well, over a distance of just 10 miles, you would then 10 times 10 is 100 times the 8 inches. You have 800 inches of Earth curvature over 10 miles. 800 inches divided by 12 is what? About 65, 67 feet approximately. Okay. So now you're supposed to have a hump of water. If you take it from the middle, it's only going to be about 37 feet, right? Well, these people will then take a laser beam, put it down at the foot of the water, 12 inches above the water, shine it to the other side, and the guy goes, yeah, I see it, and he's got his camera 6 inches off the water.
Gravity still affects light. Like, have you heard of a black hole?
I know about it.
Gravity affects it, gravity will affect light.
But I mean,
like a black hole is because gravity's so strong, light can't escape it.
But all the stuff that you're saying, like, you know, is it affecting light to that degree? Is it really? To the point that it's going to go around a hump?
I don't know.
So I'm seeing over a hump? I'm sorry?
I think so.
You agree with it?
Everything.
Yeah.
I have to.
But do you not think you're biased at all from the way?
Oh no, certainly. I'm like a science major. I mean, we learn about that stuff in school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You consider me biased.
Do you like Kyrie Irving?
I know him, man. I don't really watch sports anymore.
But like, have you like heard like his theory?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And like, you agree with him shit?
Oh, that the Earth is flat?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's why I'm here. That's why
I'm saying that's.
Yeah. Look into it, man. I'm not trying to convince anybody.
No, I get what you're saying, and I actually respect what you're saying. Like I understand that, you know, it's like question like what we're taught and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Do you trust the government?
I don't. I don't trust the government.
Yeah.
I really don't.
So I mean, to extrapolate a little further than NASA, then you can't trust, right? They're
because it's a government,
right? Yeah. Okay. So that's good. I mean, like you're on a path. Anybody who is open-minded enough to understand?
No, I get what you're saying.
Government isn't your.
Really
By the way, you guys know government broken down Latin? Do you know the words? Govern. What is govern? You're welcome. Yep, thank you. Govern is Latin control, and mentis, mind. Control the mind.
Why would they possibly name it mind control?
But like, what's the,
like they want to hide it?
Dude, did you know that all that time?
No,
because they put. Have you ever heard the saying, "The truth is hiding in plain sight"?
Yes, I don't. But it's like
straight here for you guys. Look at that flatter eyes.
Why would they? If that was the point, why would they like put it in the name where somebody could like decipher that?
Because most people don't give a shit.
Yeah, I didn't know about that until you just told me.
But the fact is, like, the more you look into things. All right, guys. Another fun little thing you can do, and like you can test this out on your own. You can look at your own driver's license. You can look at your utility bill. You can look at any court document that is sent to you. And what does it have? Your name, right? But it's not really your name because it's your name in all capital letters. Now, why is it that they spell your name in all capital letters on every legal, not lawful, legal document? Because when they use an all cap name, you're now voluntarily entering their legal system where they have control over you. And if they were to, it's not lawful. It's very difficult. But all I'm saying is that you can actually look this thing up. And
we don't have a choice. Like, that's partaking in society. It's either that or I live in the woods.
I agree.
We don't have a choice. I wish we did, but we don't.
I agree with you. I know that this is hopeless. That like I'm not going to do anything impactful enough to change anything.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
But I can change an individual's life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's like this is important. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like conversation.
But I used to be under the delusion when I first learned this that like, oh great, I woke up, so everyone else is gonna wake up, see the lies, and then we can fix this government and what they're doing to it. But now I'm under no delusion that is not going to happen. That this system has been designed this way. We are, we don't really have any rights. I hate to say it. At the end of the day, we do not have rights. If the government wants to do something with you, they can do it, and
they can
very easily.
Yeah, that's the thing. They easily could.
That's frightening.
It is. It is. I agree with you on that. It is scary.
Well, I mean, it's frightening, but you put your faith in God at that point, and then
yeah, I mean, at that point,
you
gotta find faith somewhere else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not into the whole.
I'm not into like religion, like organized religion.
Okay.
I mean, I believe like in a higher power, but not necessarily something that's like.
Yeah.
So I think.
Have you ever read the Bible at all? Or no.
No, I mean, I was raised Christian.
Yeah.
But
dude, if someone brought up the Bible to me like 5 years ago, I'd be like losing my mind. Like I had no patience for them whatsoever. I'd be like, you're backwards, man. You think that book is telling you anything?
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
I've done a 180, but
I respect that. No, I do respect that.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys stopping and chatting. And
I enjoy like conversations like these, and I respect what you're saying.
Just question everything, man.
Exactly. I respect that.
Yeah.
You have to. I feel like everybody should. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's
don't
funny.
listen to the people. People are gonna like ridicule you for doing this. Don't listen to them.
Yeah.
They're gonna be mean.
No, I can't. I can't because I used to be the guy. I was one of the bad ones, man.
Yeah.
If I saw somebody doing this, man, I would be like making faces behind their back and shit. You know what I mean? Like that's how like.
Yeah.
Just degenerate I was,
exactly.
And
no, yeah.
I'm not saying I'm like cured, but I think I'm on the right path.
It's hard to stray from like what they teach you.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
and then you think, and you have pride.
Right in your head. So
you know better. You're here. Like so many people are coming to help me, right? You guys want a card and just look into the stuff. They hide it, so that place you can maybe look into it and make up your own mind what you think. Have you ever looked into Flat Earth before?
No, but I want to hear your perspective.
All right, I'll let you teach them. I have to find my friend.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
I enjoyed the conversation. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Have you ever looked into
If the Earth is round, probably think that God's real.
Anyway,
Don't you think?
You got me confused there.
have you looked into the electric universe theory?
Because that's what they're told.
Electric universe.
Yeah. Oh, the electric universe. Yeah. There's a lot of people who.
I looked a little bit into that. I don't quite understand that either. Do you have an understanding of that?
I'm not really good on the electric universe. I can chat with you guys if you want. Or you guys can go. Whatever.
Yeah, let you do your flat Earth if that's what
I'm just going to mention a couple things for you. Just to at what age did you learn that you live on a spinning ball?
That's just what we've been told.
Yeah, so probably in like kindergarten or second or third grade, the teacher pulls out a globe and says, here you are, you live on the side, and then there's people in Australia and they stand upside down, right? And the Earth is spinning. Do you guys know how fast it is that they say we're spinning?
I don't know the exact.
They say 1,000 miles an hour.
They're lying.
I think they are, my friend.
Yep.
And a bullet, just to give you perspective on this, a bullet travels at 1,000 miles an hour out of a gun. And I can't, I don't know if you've ever tried to see a bullet fly out of the barrel of a gun, but they're moving quite. Yeah, so that gives you an idea.
Yeah.
So then we're supposedly circling the sun, they tell us. And then at that's 66,000 miles an hour, which is 66 times faster than a speeding bullet. So we're spinning right now, supposedly, this moment, 66 times faster than a speeding bullet in a circular manner, right? With absolutely, do you feel anything? No, I don't feel anything, nothing, right? Like if you stand on a merry-go-round and you go around in circles, you'll feel a little bit of that pressure that wants to knock you off. I forget what they call that. But anyway, and then the sun, they tell us, is traveling at 500,000 miles an hour. That sun, and we're chasing it. So we're traveling at 500,000 miles an hour to them. Look at it, 500,000 miles an hour. You can go to a lake, right, on a nice, quiet, calm day, and what do people say it looks like? It looks like a mirror, right? So calm, perfect, right? Not a ripple on it. And yet, you have all this supposed action. None of us feel, right? But we're told it. So, there's a lot more. There's a great on the FlatEarth101.com. There is a guy named Dauid who made a video that got censored by YouTube. It had over 1 million views when they took it down. Well over 1 million views, and this is multiple years ago. And there's one called History of the Flat Earth by Dauid, and the other one is 200 Proofs the Earth is Flat. those would be a good place if you want to, you know, look into it and really, you know, you got to kind of dig for this stuff on your own. There's no way. I'm not here to convince anybody.
I understand that because I know you're not here to convince anybody because you're just showing, you're telling the facts that you have on it, or the facts because people say there's no real factual evidence behind what you're saying because we're told our whole lives that the earth is round, and the factual evidence behind that could also be false. We just have been told that. So when people look at this, they're like, no, there's no way.
And you also have the photos, the pictures, right, from space supposedly that show that the Earth is a ball. So now you have to be like, well, are they lying about that? There's a lot to overcome in order to get to the point where you can start to see and accept, you know, what your own mind is telling you versus what some other men are telling you. We don't really know who they are, you know. So, you know, that's pretty much. There's a ton more I could go into. I mean, you can go from the moon landing, where you know.
Do you believe in that?
I don't think we landed.
Yeah, I don't believe in that.
Oh, you don't either. You've looked into that already?
I don't believe that we ever went to the moon, and anyone has ever gone to the moon.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So yeah, you're off to the races. Unfortunately for you, I mean, it's good, but it's not fun, right? I mean, you go.
It's really not fun to stay, like having all this like thoughts. You have no answers. You have no proof. It's really, it's.
And you go to share it with people, right? And what do they tell you? Oh
that you're crazy and this is not the truth, and they tell you this and that.
Yeah.
Trust, like, I like to learn about philosophy.
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting to me.
Yeah, you're good. You're off to a good start because I was nowhere. I was not at your level for sure when I was your age. You know, I just learned really about most of the stuff in the last like 4 or 5 years. So.
And I've been doing this for a few years too.
Do you have many friends though that also are seeing some of this stuff too, or not very many?
I have one friend who truly believes and understands what I think and how I perceive the world.
Yeah.
But I just recently started sharing the information, or not necessarily information, the way I feel about things to people, because I didn't think anybody would understand and I'd be called crazy, and I didn't want to be called crazy like when I first started doing it, because maybe that would convince me to stop wanting to educate myself on this. And yeah, that's it's interesting is all I can say. I mean, that, you know, when it's hard to even explain. Yeah, but when you see, when so much you see, I don't know, when you see on the news, you know, so many things that you're right away, you're like, this doesn't seem right, you know, and yet everybody's mesmerized by it. It leaves you in a weird spot. You know, the only way I could put it. So I'm just trying to get other people to be miserable like myself. No, I'm only kidding. There's good. I don't know. Are you Christian? Do you believe in God at all, or? Yeah.
Not really.
I do believe. It's just I don't revolve my life around it.
Yeah. That's fine.
Like a lot of people do, and I do have my doubts, which is something that you really shouldn't say or think if you truly believe.
I get doubts.
But I think everyone should have their doubts on lots of things.
Yeah.
You have the right to have your doubts.
I'll tell you, the flat Earth. There's well over 100 verses. I think some say 200 verses in the Bible that refer to the Earth as will allude to it being not a spinning ball. So it's interesting that you have that in there. And I think that, but for me, the big thing though is that if you know, like when you learn that the Earth is not that spinning ball, and when it's flat, in my mind that was immediately like, well, this place was created then. There's, if the stars, if the sun and the moon are motoring around above us on their own accord, right? Because there's no, quote, gravity now that's moving the sun and the Earth. Not on a flat Earth there isn't. So at that point, I don't know what's moving the sun and the Earth and the moon. I'm sorry, but anything could be moving it. If God wills it, then that's how it's going to be. A lot of people aren't going to like that. A lot of the people who watch my channel don't like that. But that's fine. That's my opinion right now. And
eventually it might change too.
Yeah, you came out here sharing your opinion, not pushing your beliefs on other people, which is really respectful. There was another guy out there pushing his religion on people and telling them that they are sinners and that they worship the devil. You are here sharing how you feel on things, and you're being respectful, and you're letting me speak. And I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. I'm not sure it's the... I don't even know if the guy was wrong though, but because in some ways he might be calling it like as it is too, and just there's nothing wrong with calling something as right. But I mean, I hear you. I might be taking a little kinder, gentler approach, but I don't know if that necessarily means I'm right. I hate to say it in terms of Christianity at least. There's some things in Christianity where you're going to get people are going to think you're being a hater, but you're not really being a hater. You're trying to warn them, I think, about a lifestyle or what you're doing, and people don't. I know I don't want to hear when someone tells me I shouldn't be eating what I'm eating. I know that. Everybody knows what they shouldn't be doing.
You can't force an opinion or your beliefs on another person because that makes them hate that. They see you as that, and they hate that, and they don't want to become that. They have to realize it on their own and do it themselves.
100% I agree.
You can provide them with the information, but pushing it on them.
Let's hear it right now.
Here we go. How you doing, guys?
Let me know.
You guys want a card? You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. I appreciate it. Do you guys want a card? You can look. YouTube hides this stuff so bad. I don't know if you've looked into it before. Have you?
I've heard of it, but not much.
We have heard of it.
Yeah. So I looked like 4 years ago when I learned about it. There were literally thousands of videos that you could just go on YouTube and
we have seen them.
Yeah, but today, they're not. The videos that they show us are all going to tell you how flat Earth is like stupid, wrong, and most of them. Here's a little card if you want. You good? Okay. I just need a drink real fast, and then if you have any questions or anything, just give me a holler. You guys ever question the shape of the Earth?
Well, not very seriously. I mean, I'm pretty convinced that it's round.
Yeah, you're a lot more polite than I was. 4 years ago, when I first heard this stuff, I literally was like, what kind of idiot would say the Earth is flat? Like, it was beyond me.
Yeah.
And eventually I started like looking. Something sparked me enough to look into it.
I went to that solar eclipse up in Kentucky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we went up to, what was that park? There was a state park up there. It's got a very strange name.
Oh, I don't know it. I don't know the area that well.
Like 97. Anyway, it's like numbered.
In Kentucky, you were in too?
Yeah.
And you were in the actual zone?
Right
Totality,
there.
right?
Oh yeah, totality.
Dude, I'm getting like chills right now.
Oh yeah. It was amazing.
It was.
But
you guys ever get a chance, go to the eclipse.
That to a flat Earth.
Excuse me?
Total eclipse. How do you reconcile?
Oh, well, let me ask you this. All right, so they tell us that the Earth was like, this all was created in a big bang, right? A random big bang. And yet we just witnessed an eclipse where the sun and the moon line up so perfectly that they're exactly the same size, right?
I get all that. I get that.
But that's just a coincidence, right? It's just a coincidence. What? No, but I'm just,
I understand. I appreciate what are you talking about?
All I'm trying to do is poke a hole in the whole random Big Bang story that they brainwashed me with, I believe, right? For me, some of the biggest stuff is that you learn, I don't know, do you know how fast it is that we're spinning, supposedly, on a 24-hour basis, we're spinning
25,000 miles an hour.
1,000 miles an hour, 25,000 miles, we end up traveling.
Right.
So we're going 1,000 miles an hour. Guys, 1,000 miles an hour is the same speed that a bullet travels out of a gun, out of the barrel of a gun when it's fired. 1,000 miles an hour. You can look it up, right? Don't trust a word I say, obviously, too. But now, further than that, we're supposedly rotating, they say, around the sun at 66,600 miles an hour. Okay? Which is now 66 times faster than a speeding bullet. Try to just take that in for a moment. So you have a bullet, we're spinning as fast as a bullet, but now we're spinning around the sun, or circling the sun, at 66 times that speed of a bullet. But it gets even worse than that, because the sun, I don't know if you know it, but the sun is actually moving too, supposedly, at almost half a million miles an hour. Yet, does anybody here feel the slightest ounce of motion? Have you ever felt the slightest amount of motion? And the answer is no. You can go to a lake on a quiet, still day, right? And that lake will look like a mirror. And why does it look like a mirror? Because we know the nature of resting bodies of water is to always seek and find their level, right? Their level. But what we've done is we trust, we trust man. We don't think man can deceive us. There's pictures of Earth from the moon, right? That proves that we live on a ball. But was I there when they took that picture? Do I know that that's a real photo or not? I don't. I can't prove it.
I got one for you. You familiar with the Fermi paradox?
Fermi's paradox. Yeah, I think it's Fermi. I know something. I know someone.
The quickest way to get to another planet is just get out of Earth's orbit and stop and wait for them to come to you.
Oh, right. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean,
it is.
That would make sense. I mean, there's so many problems with space.
You don't need to go fast.
Are you guys familiar with?
Wait for them. Another solar.
Are you guys all familiar with Freemasons, the secret society? No?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You are? Like, something like half the guys who supposedly landed on the moon are all Freemasons. All of them. And did you know that the president of the United States, or I'm sorry, not the president, George Washington, right? Our first president, supposedly, right? Did you know he was a Freemason, part of a secret society, right? They don't teach you this in school, right? They teach you what they want you to know, and they leave you freaking ignorant of the remainder. I would ask all of you guys, don't believe a word I say. Did everybody get a card? U2 hides this stuff. That's a good starting point, I think.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for taking a moment to speak.
Oh, sure, man.
And but U2 hides all this stuff. Did you guys get one? Take one. I'm telling you, it's just pretty interesting. And like 4 years ago, when I looked into this, you can find so many videos on the subject and watch endlessly and make up your own mind. Right? Is this true or not? But now you don't have that. You aren't given that luxury anymore. Now YouTube has decided what videos you can and cannot watch. They have censored, they have deleted videos that they don't want you to watch. Does that seem a little strange to you at all? It is, it's a little weird. Yeah, you can still find them, but I mean, some of them are still there, but a lot of them are gone, like gone. But yeah, I would just say, do you guys trust the government? No? Do you guys think you're free, truly free? No? You guys are giving me chills. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad when we go out here and we're all, we're free, we love, how great the United States is. But meanwhile, they lie to us left and right and tell you how free you are. You're free up until you don't pay that bill, and then you have a problem. So it's good. You guys are all up on it. You guys, question everything, and I don't have to tell you anything.
What do you do for a living?
I'm kind of like retired at this point. I'm done out of the rat race. I used to own a business, family business. And but I mean, I don't live like large, you know what I mean? I kind of live small, that way I can not have to do the grind. I kind of it gets old when you look up and you're 45 years old and you're like, holy crap, man, I'm not young anymore, You guys don't know that yet, but.
You always believe it's flat?
No, just 4 years ago, I just pretty much kind of that point retired. And I had so much free time. So much time. And when you have that extra time, you actually are able to, investigate some stuff. Right. Yeah. And I think that's half the battle that they do. They keep everybody on this treadmill. You're so freaking busy. Most people are just trying to keep their head right, their nose right above the water, and you don't have any time to look into anything. This stuff is nonsense, right? Because when you're worried about where you're going to live, who cares about whether the Earth is flat? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So.
All just trying to survive.
Say what?
All just trying to survive.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, man.
In life.
Yeah. All right, good talking with you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like I know that I've been victim to it, and I've gotten out of it.
Project Hydro!
You're back.
Hear me out! Project Hydro! The U.S. investigated Antarctica.
Gulf of Tonkin!
Literally. The world goes beyond what we think. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's just really educational. I would really like to have that posted.
You guys want a card? Yeah, YouTube hides this stuff. Here, I'll give you one. It's crazy. Listen, when I first heard this stuff, I was like, what kind of idiot would say the Earth is flat? You know what I mean?
Right.
Now here I am, 4 years later.
Look at that.
So so you guys are a lot more polite than I was. I just laughed at myself today.
Listen, I love a good conspiracy theory. So
Oh yeah. Have you looked into this stuff before?
Of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You guys wondering about the condo collapse at all?
No.
What?
The collapse of the condo in Miami?
What, Miami? No, I've seen that. I think it's controlled demolition.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Oh, you think it was too?
Yeah, I seen something in the back.
Yeah, I saw a couple flashes.
Yeah, I mean,
But I
obviously.
mean, the other thing is just common sense. Is like, I get if you have like a building, like, and like a portion of it has a collapse, like something for some reason, but for the entire thing
to go straight down like that. Yeah.
What are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
At least that's, but it's hard to believe because like then the police and all the fake EMT. Like,
yeah, right.
Like how? What are they? Like how does that work?
How does it? Yeah, right.
I did a video on my YouTube channel. It's Zoom Truth, and I called it a tribute to the victims and heroes.
Yeah.
And on it, you guys, you know what duping delight is? Have you ever heard of the term duping delight?
No.
Duping delight is like if when you're telling a lie to somebody, and then all of a sudden you're like you start like laughing a little bit, and you have to crack a smile. And I have like 8 or 9 clips of the supposed victim people with ginormous smiles on their face while they're talking about, and you're like, dude, I just had 2 of my cats die on one day, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, there was no smile, no inkling of a smile when I was talking about. I was freaking devastated, and that was over cats.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? These people they have these ginormous smiles on their face while they're, and not only that, but the same families are being interviewed by like 50 different news organizations.
Yeah, and they're not even crying at all. Yeah.
But nobody picks up on this.
Yeah, nobody does. Yeah. It's
So
sad.
depressing.
It is sad. We're all just so oblivious to everything going on around us.
Yeah. So I just come out here and get humiliated by people.
Like, honestly, like,
It's fun though, right?
It is. And I get to meet people who are awake, like you guys who are open-minded, and you know that gives me a little bit of hope.
because I haven't seen the Earth for myself, so how am I supposed to know?
Yeah. Well, that's a good source. The card, Flat Earth 101.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, obviously, don't trust a word I say. Don't trust anybody, right? But I find it to be like from there. At least there's you can branch out of there because there's a lot of resources that are listed on there.
Yeah.
Because like if you haven't looked into it, like 4 years ago when I looked into this stuff, it was everywhere on YouTube. Like you could watch videos for hours. All those videos are gone. They memory.
Yeah. I know. Isn't that crazy how they did that?
Dude, they've done it to my channel. You know, I've had multiple videos where they delete them and then they're gone. They won't, you can't upload it again or anything. And because when it first happened to me, I was like, you got it. Like, I'm up to like 5,000 subscribers, which to me is a lot, but really, in the grand scheme of things, it's nothing. So why would they care what I'm freaking saying?
Right. But they always do.
Right?
They always do.
And yet they found me.
Yeah, right?
What? Yeah. All right. Good deal. Thanks, guys. Yep. Have a good one. So.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Thank you. Have a good one. Where is the formula that describes Earth's 24,800 miles in circumference, right? So there should be over 10 miles. 10 times 10 is 100. 100 times 8 is 800 inches of curvature over a distance of 10 miles. And people will go to the lake and shine a laser beam 10 miles straight to the other side, 1 foot off the ground. And guess what? Nothing's hiding that laser beam, right? What's the you want a little card on it? You can look into it. YouTube hides all of it. Hang on, I'll give it to you.
That's great.
It sounds to me like you have at least an open mind to even stand here and chat with me, so I appreciate it.
Man, that's something.
Sorry.
I think everything they damn near taught me was wrong.
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling that everything they told me was BS too, including the fact that I'm free. Because I don't think I'm free.
Most bullshit.
Yeah, and yet you have everybody here waving a freaking flag, all jumping up and down like a bunch of lunatics telling me how free they are. Holy mackerel, where do I live? America. You with me? Peace.
Earth is flat.
That was scary.
It's real.
Yeah, flatearth101.com. Dude, like YouTube hides. There used to be so many videos where you could kind of gather some evidence and make up your own mind. Hide it all.
They hide it all.
Take out the channels. I don't know if you've noticed it on YouTube, but there's a lot of censorship going on.
No?
Well, he has a stand-up. He's an old gentleman. He's dead now, but he had a stand-up where he says, it's a big club, and you're not in it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good one, right?
The elites have all the power. They have the system. And they control us.
I got cards if anybody wants to look into this stuff. YouTube hides it. FlatEarth101.com. Here you go, sir. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Mind control.
Yeah, that's government broken down.
I can agree with that.
Thanks for chatting, man.
Yeah, man. Y'all be safe.
All right, have a great slave day. If anybody wants. You don't think so? Have you looked into it?
Yeah.
Have you really?
I'm a geographer.
Condemnation before investigation will leave a man in everlasting ignorance. You know that, right? I was ignorant until I was freaking 45 years old, man. I'm not proud of it. I'm still ignorant, I mean, of a lot of things, right? I don't know everything, but I've learned something by looking into something that previously I thought was a joke.
So you think the Earth is flat?
Honestly, I feel like I know it is. We're not moving. Do you feel any movement?
They say we're going 66,600 miles an hour through
You been in space yet?
No, have you?
Nah, so you can't say it yet.
Well, no, I can't confirm that it's there. I can't
Send a
confirm
slide away though, take pictures.
Listen.
What about NASA?
Show them that video.
NASA freak.
Video of.
What about NASA?
I've been suppressing us for that.
Why do you think that the Wuhan, quote, Wuhan virus was then?
Well, because it shows species from species. Not many viruses can do that.
How do you know this information though? How did you verify that?
Well, I'm kind of speaking out my ass from what I've learned on the internet.
Yeah. Same, you know, so do a lot of people.
Well, yeah, that's our main source of
check.
information.
Look at that ocean there, right there, right? If you were to put a ruler right above the ocean there,
yeah,
right, and you could extend it out all the way that way and all the way that way, guess what? There's an inch of curvature.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. You know how you only see a certain distance throughout the ocean? That distance you see is 10 nautical miles when you're flat level with the sea ground.
No, it isn't. It's 2.5 miles out the horizon, actually.
No, sir, it's 10 miles.
Want to Google it right now?
I've learned this from captains.
Google it. Google it. Distance to horizon, right?
Distance
to horizon from, what would you call that? No, from edge of water.
Point of view.
And at 5 feet, it's about 2.5 miles. I think.
Well, if you're on a 10-foot fishing tower, you can see the full 10 nautical miles.
Well, of course. I mean, you're.
Why can't you see past that?
It's good that you're asking questions.
If the wheel was flat, you'd be able to see past everything they're under.
Oh, I already.
But if it's curved, you wouldn't be able to see anything past those so many nautical miles.
Well, all I can say, man, is that there's a good saying that I was 45 years old when I finally started really asking questions, right? And there is a principle that is a proof against all proofs and a bar against all evidence. And that principle is condemnation before investigation.
See,
have you
the way I think about that is everything's a social construct, so what we believe is what generally society deems to believe.
So whatever the masses believe is the truth?
Yeah. For the most part. But I don't think it's actually the truth.
You're touching on really bad ground there, man.
That's what like everybody bases everything off of. Yeah. I personally don't base it off of that.
Yeah, but you kind of do.
Believes that.
But it sounds like,
yeah.
Here's a card, man. FlatEarth101.com. No, check this out, though. Seriously.
I love this shit.
The reason is that, like, when I started getting into this 4 years ago on YouTube, you could type in Flat Earth, and you can find video after video after video giving evidence as to why something's wrong, right?
Yeah.
It's all been memory hold. Have you ever read 1984 by George Orwell? Memory hold is when the government takes a piece of information and makes it disappear.
Like the CCP does.
Yeah. Well, that's where we live.
Because you can't find anything on the Tenement Square online.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. So now what I have to do is I actually have to direct people. Now you can't trust me, right? You don't know who I am. So you have to be careful yourself because there's actually people out there who are spreading disinformation about Flat Earth.
So think about this though. You know how the CCP goes in and takes down evidence that is true, but they don't want the people to believe that?
Right.
Why hasn't the government came in and taken down y'all's truth?
They have. That's what I'm saying. That's why do you think I'm out here, man? I used to make videos, right?
Yeah.
Well, I can still make them, right? But people's videos used to get 1 million hits. Not mine, but Eric Dubay and other people, right?
Well, because they hit the algorithm correctly.
Well, and also
Maybe
now, but hold on, of course it is. And because now that same guy who makes that video, he's lucky if he gets 20,000 views. But they don't care. If it's the same 20,000 freaks who already know the Earth is flat, what difference does it make if I get to see another video? But you're not going to stumble onto that video. That's all I'm saying.
No, you're probably right about that.
Yeah.
Because the only time I stumble upon videos like that is when I search for them and the keywords match up with the videos that are in the search.
Yeah. And then the shame is like if you did search Flat Earth on YouTube now, you're just going to get video after video telling you why you're an idiot for even looking into this.
It's true because I have looked it up and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Besides for like 2 or 3 videos where it actually tells the truth. Or your truth. Depending on what you believe.
Right, but there used to be like literally, like you could watch them for days upon days. They're all gone, man.
So they're erased?
Like my friend.
So what shape do you think
let me put it this way. I know multiple people who have lost their YouTube channels. My own shitty little YouTube channel has gotten what they give you strikes, right? So I got 2 strikes multiple times. The reason why they do it is because then 1 more strike and you lose your channel, right? So now I have to shut everything down. I'm quiet for 3 months.
So who do you think
blah, blah, blah.
censoring you though?
It's YouTube. YouTube is probably
Is
CIA
it YouTube
owned.
being paid by the? Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But do you think that Google is being like
Here, check this out, man.
incentivized by the government?
Come here.
To shut y'all down?
Yeah, of course. No, YouTube is the government, man.
Yeah.
Check this out, real quick.
They're a corporation that wants votes, and they're a lobbyist company.
Yeah, and who knows? I mean, that could be wrong, but no, check it out from the other's perspective here.
What's with the Kool-Aid one?
I just want you to see. I'll show you all these real quick because this maybe there's a lot of weirdness. All right, you know about Freemasons, right?
What's with Justin Bieber and Trump?
Right, they're all. If you could look up.
My uncle's a Freemason. I know all about them.
Oh man, no, you don't. It's all secrets.
Whatever,
you can't
he's
know.
told
You
me.
can only know. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so here's a sign of Freemason, right? The square and compass, right? Now the Freemasons, they used, you see in their little ceremony, they wear what they call it is an apron, right? And that's what the apron looks like. Doesn't that apron look strangely much like the Google Mail logo?
That could just be a coincidence.
Okay,
man.
so is this a coincidence too then, that the Google sign is the same as the sign of Satan?
Well, monster.
I'm just asking.
The monster logo is 666.
Right. Is that a coincidence?
Yes.
Is this a coincidence that the Google logo has 666? Do you see the 666 on the Google logo?
No.
Look, this is the center. 6, 6.
Dude, all this is made by
6.
graphic designers.
What do you mean? This is all out in the open. I mean, you can look this stuff up.
Yeah, I know,
Do
but
you
it's
see
made
this?
by graphic designers contracted by the company in order to make them a cool fucking logo that people like.
Right. Was the Vatican made by, so the Vatican just happened to turn out looking like the head of...
Don't get me on the Vatican. I think Christianity's fucked.
Christianity or Catholicism?
I think mainly Catholicism with the Pope and stuff.
Yeah.
They're kind of fucked.
Yeah, so you
So what's
smell
with the
some
snake?
shit. Well, that's the serpent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of representing
Well,
evil.
what's with the serpent inside the medical symbol?
Right, what is with that? I don't know. Strange, right?
They're saving it. But that's a doctor. Why is that in there? So what's with Justin Bieber?
So that's like a sign that if you look, you can see that all the celebrities, there's Johnny Depp, that other dude, there's the
So
pedo
are you
guy.
telling me the OK sign is for flat earthers?
What does the
or
OK
is it?
sign make? Does that
Okay.
Look, does that look like a 6 to you?
No.
Does that look like a 6 to you?
Yes.
And then another 6. You get 3 6s out of it. 666, right? Yeah. Here's your 3 6s.
I guess if you really think about it that way. But if you do this, you get a K out of it. And if you do this, you get a V out of it. And this, you get a sideways V out of it. So what's the point?
Put it on the side. How about that?
You just have to, just try to have an open mind in this world, man, because
I'm trying
let me ask
to,
you,
though.
We're here on the 4th of July, right?
Yeah.
Are you celebrating your freedom? You are.
I'm celebrating the freedom
Are
that
you-
the
are you-
people before us have fucked up the goddamn British and fucked up Vietnam, World War I, and World War II for us.
Are you free not to pay taxes?
I said, I pay taxes, I have a
No,
job.
but I'm asking, are you free not to pay them?
So if I don't participate in the government, I don't use any benefits from the government, why should I pay taxes?
Right.
But
Are you free to
in
do
order
that?
to live in America, you have to pay
I'm
taxes.
asking though, are you free not to pay taxes?
No, you'll get locked
are you-
up.
so are you
unless
really free?
Unless you renounce your citizenship.
Yeah? How?
Nah.
What do you mean how?
I think you're more like
work?
incentivized
Yes,
than the
you work
dollar.
on the job.
You're slave to the dollar.
when you get your paycheck, right?
Yeah.
There's a little portion of it missing.
Yeah, Frost.
Well, that's taxes though.
Right. Yeah. Do you enjoy having money taken from you?
No.
Well, no one enjoys it, but you got
Let
it.
me ask you, do you consent to it? Like you have no problem them taking it?
If you live in this
want
country,
them. You want
It's
them.
legally they can take
if you live in this country,
you don't pay taxes.
then you're getting protected by the U.S. military.
I would just say one thing to you guys. Check out on your driver's license, your name is in all caps. If you Google all caps Admiralty law, maritime law, you will learn that we actually are not living under common law. We are living under what they call maritime law. And in maritime law, you are given privileges,
You mean like
not rights.
maritime law that
Look
the
it up.
Navy goes by?
Listen.
That bitch wearing a mask on the beach.
Yeah, there you go.
Go.
Thanks for chatting, guys.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
So what's with the Kool-Aid guy?
See, he's just got 666s. See his little, see his nose? 666.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I fucked up. So what's with the Pope doing the fucking double signs?
Yeah, man, right? Why would he be doing that, right? Because he's letting there's a saying that it's like, it's a biblical saying, I think, where it's, or maybe it's not biblical, but signs and symbols are how the world runs off of, right?
Well, that's how the Egyptians used to communicate through signs and symbols. That's how cavemen used to communicate. It's a form of communication in a real language.
But my point is that if you don't see that, most people don't see it, right? I could be doing this in front of them. They're like, what? That doesn't mean anything to me, right?
It's just an okay sign.
Right. It's just an okay sign. They think.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Right here.
Actually,
hey, Siesta key.
There you go. Earth is flat.
Swag.
Are we slaves or not?
Why is Jonah Hill satanic?
Go Trump.
Hell yeah, but why does Jonah Hill?
Do you think we're free? Do you think we're free here in the United States? Yeah?
I mean, I think a lot of shit's hidden.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Are we free not to pay taxes?
I mean, not that.
Anyone that depends on the government is not free.
Yeah.
What's your YouTube channel?
Zoom Truth, 2 words. Zoom and then Truth. I put up a bunch of my videos. I took them all down because you gave me a bunch of strikes.
Go on Patreon.
I'm on
or Vimeo.
I'm on Odyssey now, which was formerly Library, but it just automatically uploads.
All right, what you gotta do? Go crazy on your socials, like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. They might suppress you, but link your Vimeo to them because they can't take your Vimeo down.
I'll check out Vimeo. I will.
You can't
Instagram supposedly is pretty good too these days, but even that's kind of tightening up, right?
No, anything about China they'll take down.
Oh, they will. Yeah.
Yeah, they hate China.
See, but you know that they're censoring things, and then, dude, when they start telling you what the truth is and not allowing you to explore other opinions, bro, man, we got problems when that.
Well, that's what happened all throughout COVID.
Do you know how fast they say the Earth is spinning, by the way?
No, I know we do about a rotation every 24.7
Right, that's
hours.
exactly right. And we're about 25,000 miles in circumference, so that would equal about 1,000 miles per hour.
I don't know. It's in the shape of an oval, which
1,000. So that's 1,000.
In all honesty, we don't truly know how the Earth works. It's just a social construct of us believing these scientific proven
what our teachers told us.
Yeah.
When did you learn that Earth was a spinning ball, by the way? What age did you think?
Like 2nd grade.
Yeah, man. And so your teacher tells you, yeah, you're standing in this part, and down in Australia, they're standing upside down, and the rain comes up, and you go, what in the hell?
Well, that does
but
happen
my teacher
because
told
the toilets spin different ways. When you're in the southern hemisphere, the toilets spin the other way.
You can do that anywhere in the world. You can. The people have shown it. Yeah.
No.
They hide those videos.
No, man. I've traveled. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes.
But it's like the shape of the container that you put the water in is going to be a direct, like if you start it off in a particular swirl.
Well, say you take one toilet in America, ship it down to the southern hemisphere.
I have not done that, so I cannot speak.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen.
But from the toilet's eye views, they always spin the opposite direction once I get in South America.
Are you vaxxed?
Yeah, sadly. I had to for school. My dad's a doctor.
They poisoned you?
Bro, I got magnets stuck to my arm.
Did you stick I stuck a magnet to my dad's arm?
I'm fucking with you. I've never done that.
I did do it.
I've never done it. I'm fucking with you.
My dad's arm, I put it up to his ass, and I put it on one arm, and it didn't stick where he wasn't vaccinated.
I got COVID.
I don't know, man.
I got COVID 4 times. And
you survived.
Yeah.
I survived COVID 4 times.
Do you know what a Z-Pack is?
No.
A Z-Pack is basically an antibiotic that doctors rarely prescribe because it's super fucking strong.
Look, we have a new customer.
3 days, you'll clear COVID. That and hydrochloroquine.
Yeah.
I tried that as well.
It sounds like to me like a flu. Do you think it's possible, sir?
No.
You don't? You know? Or do you think?
What do you know?
I know.
You know.
I know.
How does Kool-Aid Man go against Christianity?
I'm an astronaut. I just came back from the moon, so I know.
Yeah. He just came back from the moon, he told me.
Alright, I'm done fucking with y'all.
Alright, brother. Have a good one.
Am I going to be on YouTube?
You're going to be on YouTube more than likely because I don't have very much taped video.
Am I one of the dumber people that came up?
No, man. I think you had a good conversation, even though you think it's all joke, which is sad, but hey, whatever.
Well, honestly, it's what the greater majority of the population believes. That's what it all is.
There's an old Chinese saying, or ancient saying, that says if you're walking in the direction that you're walking, if everyone's walking against you, keep going. You're going in the right way. Oh shit!
I don't think that's
what they say. I don't know.
To an extent, maybe like 30% wise.
Yeah. I don't know. From what I've learned, though.
Man, everything's on percentage.
Thanks, brother. Oh. Alright. So I have to turn this off.
It's insanely hot, and it would take
Hang on one second.
a very long time.
Yep. Here you go. Here's a card. YouTube hides this stuff. Well, all right, brother.
Listen.
Thanks for chatting.
Hey, let me tell you,
Please take a look into this.
I'm not trying to hate on your movement. So listen, the Earth is flat. There's Operation High Jump when the U.S., the Nazis went to go investigate Antarctica.
Yep.
And, you know, they were there for some reason. I've heard theories where Antarctica, it goes beyond Antarctica. That's like where all the real shit is.
Yeah.
What's your theory, my brother?
That there's lands beyond Antarctica, huh? Right? Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know, but it's just.
Well, all I know is I really don't detect any evidence that we live on a spinning ball, hurtling through space at over half a million miles an hour. I don't feel anything. I know the government govern to control, right? Man to mind. I know the government lies to us at every chance they get. I'm astounded that people continuously come out on the 4th of July and celebrate their slavery.
There's only one thing.
Yes.
When was the last time you heard of somebody going off the edge of the earth?
I don't know if there is an edge, my friend. Yeah. Have you ever gone off the edge of a lake? Have you ever fallen off? I'm just asking, have you ever...
If it was flat, there would have to be
Have you ever fallen off the edge of a lake?
I know you know that the government, the Pentagon, they released a UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon, you know.
Right.
And I feel like, you know, those things, they could be here. They could have been here since the beginning of time. Like, they were always here. And maybe they're in a hidden place in Antarctica. Maybe they come from the ocean.
I can't say that's
but
not
listen,
true.
my brother, no, like I respect your theory, so I'll hear you out.
Thanks, brother.
I agree with the same shit, honestly.
Have you looked into it at all or not?
I definitely have. Are you kidding me?
I can't remember.
I'm on Reddit. I'm on the Reddits. I know exactly. I researched this shit.
Careful on Reddit. I think Reddit has a lot of disinfo,
I know, yeah,
right?
no, there's Russian bots and everything, you know. But listen, my brother, like...
But there's freaking disinfo.
Why? Yo, but disinfo, I love Alex Jones, okay? Alex Jones, I love him. He's so...
Really?
Besides his, like, knowledge...
He's owned by Jews.
Listen, dude, he was right before Epstein Island, like 10 years ago. He was talking about that shit.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yes, damn right. I killed his ass with the fucking chopper.
Did the crypto guy kill himself, or is he still alive too?
Yo, you mean John McAfee?
John McAfee.
No, he killed himself.
I don't know.
Yeah, hey, I still got my antivirus on lock. He keeping me safe. No, but listen, hey, you shouldn't, listen, it's like an American, no, listen. This is an American holiday. You're saying like we're slaves and stuff. No, we're not.
We're
like
not?
You're a slave if you want to be a slave. And also, I'd like to be blurred. If you feature me in any videos, I'm private.
Here, I'll move it over. One of the here, I'll turn it off actually. One of the half a million miles an hour.
I'm just curious, are you saying the earth is flat? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, man.
You believe it's
we don't live on a ball, man. And the longer you break free of the conditioning, when did you learn you lived?
I agree with breaking free of the conditioning.
Yeah.
I won't agree with the earth is flat. But I agree with
But let me ask you this real quick regarding, you know, how that you won't agree that the earth is flat. How much time have you put into investigating like the information that supports the earth? A little bit?
I couldn't say a ton, but I put some.
Okay, good, that's good. No, but the only thing is,
legit.
I don't know if you've looked recently, but because like YouTube has over the last, I would say 2.5, 3 years, the amount of disinformation now that's
throttled it.
Yeah, so it's so hard to know even like, so sometimes it'll be somebody acting like they're a flat earther, but then they're going to give you bad information to make you look flat earthers look like they're completely insane, which is not like hard, right? I mean, this goes against everything that we grew up with, that we were, you know, basically brainwashed. I mean, when you're 4 or 5 years old and you see that globe on your teacher's desk and she tells you this is where you live, boom, you know.
You know something interesting about the globes that we were taught about?
Yeah.
You know, because of white supremacy? No, legit.
Okay.
Because of, not white supremacy, I don't want to come out that way.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not one of those people.
Right.
If you look at North America and the size compared to the South America, it's not actually correct. Because that way back in the history, they wanted the Anglo countries to look bigger on the map, and so it's been that way ever since.
Oh, I didn't know
But
that.
if you actually look at the true globe, like United States is smaller than what it really is portrayed on an actual globe, and that's the truth. But every Norwegian, all that, they're all smaller. But it's something interesting to see.
Yeah, there's a lot of discrepancies.
I can't agree with you on the flat Earth, but I'll look into it, brother.
Please, and well, listen, one last thing I'm going to leave you with.
No disrespect.
No, I'm fine with that. If you people, I get to have a conversation like very few people. Most are just going to laugh at me.
Not laughing at you.
Real fast, all you have to do real quick too, one other interesting tidbit is that if you look on your driver's license, if you look on any government document that is sent to you, if you look on anything real estate pertains, anything official, your electric bill, your utility bill, all those, you'll notice that your name is always written in all caps letters.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know why that is? Okay. That, if you were to Google, if you want to look into that, just Google all caps name, Admiralty law or maritime law.
gold fringe flag.
Okay.
And I wish you luck, man, because that's not fun.
Don't
when you learn this stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm up next. Malik Brown.
Anyway, hey man, thank you. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your slave day. I'm sorry.
I'm actually gonna look it up.
Please do.
Slave day. I
All
didn't know
cap.
slave no.
All cap. Yep. All cap name, Admiralty law, and gold fringe flag. And you'll eventually you have to go through a few articles because there's a bunch of them that are going to tell you that it's bullshit.
I read. So
Yeah.
it's all
Okay, great, man.
something new.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
You truly believe the Earth is flat?
Yo, Operation High Jump. Operation High Jump. Do you know about that?
No. Have you? Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Have you looked into it at all? Investigated?
Let him film you.
She's a scientist. Don't film me.
Yo, you can say blur it out. It's all good. I'm blurred out too.
All right.
She's a scientist, dude. Come on. What's your
the only
background?
thing I would say is that there's a great saying, and this is the way I viewed my life up until 45 years, and that is there's a proof against all proof, against all evidence, and that proof will keep man in everlasting ignorance, and that proof is condemnation before investigation. No, I'm not. You know, I'm not. But you know, the point is like you're making a judgment call without ever even looking into what the evidence is that possibly, you know, that I'm bringing to the table. That's
So the astronauts that see the world that drowned, they're wrong.
They're liars.
You're a
They're
whack
Freemasons.
job.
You know
You're a
they're
whack job.
Freemasons. Did you know that?
You're a whack job.